Hello everyone and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Sunday, December 26th, and this is the NBA DFS video for today. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look back at yesterday's picks, seeing how they turned out, talking about the injuries in play for tonight's slate, and then going over my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for tonight's slate as well. But without further ado, we'll get into yesterday's picks. So at the point guard position, we had Kemba Walker, $6,100, looking for about 31 points on him. He got to 45.5. Most notably, did have a triple-double yesterday, so he was a very good hit overall. Then shooting guard, at Skylar Mays. He did not end up in the starting lineup, but $3,400, looking for 17 points on him. He got to 18.5, so he was ahead as well. Otto Porter Jr., early on, he wasn't looking too hot, and then he scored about 10 points in the last 5 minutes, so that really helped push him over the edge. But $3,900, we were looking for 20 points on him. He got to 34.5, so he was a good hit as well. And then at power forward, I did have Blake Griffin early on in the day, and it was kind of on the note if he did end up starting. Unfortunately, with these Christmas Day games, they're all kind of spaced out, so we didn't really have that news as the second to last game. Then he didn't end up starting, so then you kind of had to pick a power forward. I said Dorian Finney-Smith could be interesting if he did end up playing, but he was dealing with an illness, was unlikely to play at that point in time. So we ended up on Royce O'Neal, $3,900, looking for 20 points on him. He got to 12.5, so he was a miss. He was only 1 for 4 shooting from the field. Just not really a guy you want to be on most days, but cross your fingers, hope everything else worked out for you guys yesterday. Then we moved down to center, and I had Dwight Powell here. Had Gorgie Jang early on in the day, and then as soon as I was done recording the video, and editing it, almost instantly, Clint Capella got ruled in. So I ended up switching to Dwight Powell. Kristaps Porzingis did end up playing, so that hurt him a little bit overall as well. $3,300, looking for 17 points on him. He got to 16.25. I did give him a push here. It wasn't quite a hit because at 5 times value, you want 16.5, but very, very close to it. If you played Dwight Powell yesterday, he was definitely a guy that did not hurt you overall, though. And then on the FanDuel side, we had James Harden, $10,200, looking for 51 points on him. He got to 71, another guy that had a triple-double yesterday. So James Harden, pretty much the heart and soul of that Nets team yesterday. Then we had Skylar Mays at $3,500, looking for 18 points on him. He got to 20, so he was ahead as well. At small forward, I did have Alex Burks early on in the day. RJ Barrett got ruled back in. Burks was not in that starting lineup, so then I faded away from him. I did post that as well. I said you guys can go to RJ Barrett. He was $5,800, looking for 29 points at him. He got 21.6. He was a miss. He played 26 minutes and 4 for 15 shooting from the field. So if he just makes a couple extra shots, he would have got to where we needed him to be yesterday. But, probably not a guy that totally killed you overall on yesterday's slate. Then at power forward, we had Otto Porter Jr., $4,500, looking for 24 points out of him. He got to 33.7, so he was a hit as well. That was kind of the pivot off of Gorgie Jang after we moved Robert Williams down to the center position yesterday. Speaking of Robert Williams, $5,600, looking for 28 points on him. He got to 37.8, so he was a very good hit yesterday. So a pretty solid day overall on both DraftKings and FanDuel, about 4 out of 5 on both sites. Both sites did have the miss. Royce O'Neal one was just kind of unfortunate overall, and then RJ Barrett, just not the greatest day shooting overall. But with that being said, we'll get moved over into the injuries for tonight's slate. So I will mention there is one afternoon game. We got the Orlando Magic and the Miami Heat. For the Magic, they have Mo Bamba, Iggy Brzezikis, Michael Carter-Williams, Markelle Fultz, Jonathan Isaac, Etuan Moore, Michael Mulder, Terrence Ross, Jalen Suggs, and Mo Wagner all out once again. We do see game time decision tags listed on Cole Anthony and Wendell Carter, but both these guys played the last time out, so I'm not really too concerned about them overall. On the Miami Heat side, we have the following guys out. We have Bam Adebayo, Dwayne Dedmon now is out as well. Then we have Kyle Lowry joining the COVID protocol at this point in time, Markieff Morris and Victor Oladipo. So it could be a little bit of value here as well. They do have Jimmy Butler and PJ Tucker both listed as questionable. They both missed the last time out. Obviously, Jimmy Butler's been out for a little while now with his tailbone injury. We'll see if those guys are back today or not. Then we move over to the main slate, and we got the Toronto Raptors, who are without a ton of people tonight. So Precious Achiuwa is out, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, Goran Dragic, Malachi Flynn, Gary Trent, and Fred VanVleet. So pretty much every notable player that plays in the rotation outside of Sheev Mikhailuk, Watanabe, and Chris Boucher, they're out tonight. And then David Johnson and Champagnie are both questionable to play. Then we have Pascal Siakam, Khem Birch, and Delano Banton, who could be back today. They were all in COVID protocol. Just depends if they test out of it or not, and then if their conditioning is up to par. So it could be a ton of value overall on this Raptors team tonight. Then for the Cleveland Cavaliers, we have Jarrett Allen, Ed Davis, Evan Mobley, Nembhard, Chetty Osman now as well, Lamar Stevens, Dylan Windler, and then Okoro is questionable to play tonight. So obviously the biggest one here, the newest one, is going to be Chetty Osman. But, Cleveland Cavaliers pretty thin at this point in time, so Ricky Rubio is going to look pretty good. Darius Garland's going to look pretty good. Lauri Markkanen should play big minutes, but he hasn't been doing a lot lately. Taco Fall did get that start the last time out, but Kevin Love was very effective off the bench. So it could be an interesting little rotation and potentially some value here once again tonight. Then we move over to the Memphis Grizzlies, who were without Zaire Williams, Jarrett Culver, and Aldama. Brandon Clark is questionable to play tonight. He has not played for a while, so we'll see if he's back tonight or not. And then if he's back, how much he actually does end up playing. Sam Merrill also listed as a game time decision. We'll see if he's back or not. He's been out for a while as well. For the Sacramento Kings, they have Mitchell and Quetta both out once again in COVID protocol. De'Aaron Fox is questionable to play tonight. And then Terrence Davis and Alex Len, they may be making their return from the COVID protocol list as well. Then we move down to the Philadelphia 76ers. They are without Andre Drummond, Danny Green, Shake Milton, and Ben Simmons. Tyrese Maxey and Georges Niang are both questionable to play. Supposedly Tyrese Maxey is going into health and safety protocol, or he is in it. Maybe he had a false positive. Not really sure what's up with that at this point in time, but there's a chance that he does miss tonight. If he misses, it opens up a little bit of value on the 76ers team overall. Then for the Washington Wizards, we got Bradley Beal, Thomas Bryant, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope all out once again. And then Rui Hachimura is listed as questionable. Supposedly he was available to play the last game if they really needed him. Then we move down to the Detroit Pistons. This is going to be another great value spot because we got Cade Cunningham, Jeremy Grant, Killian Hayes, Saban Lee, Trey Lyles, Rodney Magruder, Kelly Olynyk, and Isaiah Stewart all out. So the most notable thing you're going to see here is they really don't have any depth at point guard, and they really don't have any depth at center at this point in time. So Corey Joseph was a great play last time out, still looking very good today. And then we have Luka Garza probably starting at that center position, the rookie out of Iowa. No Isaiah Stewart, no Trey Lyles. Trey Lyles did play very well that last time out, but he's in COVID protocol as well at this point in time. So Luka Garza could be a good little value play on tonight's slate. And then on the Spurs side of the ball, they just have Zach Collins out, and then Doug McDermott's probable. I do believe he played last time out, so no real concerns with him. Then we move over to the Pelicans. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dini Lozana, Najee Marshall, Jonas Valanciunas, and Zion Williamson are all out once again. So Willie Herman-Gomez looking like a good play once again. Last time he was a smash play. A lot of people played him. And maybe some people are going to be off on him today because he really didn't perform that well, but he was like 1 for 11 shooting from the field. I do not expect that to happen once again. Then the Oklahoma City Thunder look to be all the way healthy at this point in time. Moving over to the Pacers, we got TJ McConnell, TJ Warren, both out once again. And then Malcolm Brogdon and Domantas Sabonis are both questionable. They both did miss the last time out. Chicago Bulls getting back to all the way healthy, at least in terms of COVID protocol. They just have Alex Caruso, Derek Jones, and Patrick Williams out today, and those three are all out due to injury. Then we move down to the Denver Nuggets, who are without Bobo, Marcus Howard, and Jamal Murray, so no surprises there. Then we have JaMychal Green and Aaron Gordon, both listed as probable to play today, so nothing that we're really looking at too much from the Nuggets' perspective. For the Clippers, however, we got Preston, Kawhi Leonard, Reggie Jackson, Isaiah Hartenstein, and now Paul George is out for 3 to 4 weeks at the very least. So there is a potential value on this Clippers team overall. Marcus Morris could return today, but some of these players really going to have to step up with the absence of Paul George, with the absence of Reggie Jackson. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard has not played all season. Otherwise, it's not going to be too pretty for the Clippers, and they're going to go downhill real quick. So hopefully some of these guys can take that next step up, whether it's an Eric Bledsoe, Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, Nick Batum, Isaiah Zubac, anyone off the bench. They have a lot of good young players, but somebody's going to have to take that next step up, especially without Paul George in the lineup overall. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on the injuries in play for tonight's slate. There's a couple different ones that we'll be looking out for. A lot of value overall on tonight's slate, so definitely do not be afraid to explore some of this good value. And as always, I'll be posting all the injury updates, COVID news, and starting lineups down in the comments throughout the day as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we're going to start off at the point guard position with Corey Joseph, $5,400, looking for 27 points out of him. Obviously, we've seen that 40-plus point performance out of him. He's going to be out there playing big minutes. As I mentioned, they don't really have any depth at the point guard position. Probably just going to be Frank Jackson spelling Corey Joseph for a couple minutes throughout the game at that point guard position, but other than that, they really don't have any depth at that position tonight. You're looking for 27 points out. I got him projected for 29 to 30, but he definitely has that upside for more, as we seen the last time out. Then his shooting guard position, I'm going with Aaron Holiday once again. Bradley Beal's not playing. You got $3,900, looking for 19-20 points out. I got him projected for 21 points tonight. Then small forward, we're going right back to another Detroit Pistons, Hamidou Diallo, $5,600, looking for 28 points out of him. You know, he's playing big minutes. He's always been a guy that can kind of score the ball well. He sometimes rebounds well for his position. So a guy that can put up fantasy points in bunches. We've kind of seen that last couple times out as he's been getting more minutes. He's been very effective overall. So looking for 28 points out of him. Got projected for about 29, 30 points tonight. Then at power forward, we're going Kevin Love. And if you're talking about a guy that can put up fantasy points in bunches in limited minutes, if he somehow gets to close to 28 to 30 minutes tonight, he is going to be a smash play overall. But he's $6,100. Looking for 30, 31 points out of him tonight. Got him projected for 33. Definitely has some upside for more if his minutes do go up overall. Then last but not least, at center position, we got Luka Garza, the flat minimum, $3,000 on the DraftKings side. So we're looking for 15 points out. Got him projected for 20 points tonight. If he's out there, if he plays 26, 28 minutes, definitely a guy that's going to pay off in a big way for this price tag overall. But if you go with these 5 players on the DraftKings side today, you'll have $26,000 remaining, just under $8,700 per player. So if you want to pay up for a stud or two, it's definitely something you can do, and then just kind of go from there. You're probably going to need another value play as well to do that. Otherwise, you can try a little bit more balanced approach. Definitely could be something that works out today, but like I mentioned already, there is going to be a pretty good amount of value overall on tonight's slate. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there as well. So we're going to start off at the point guard position. I'm going to start off with Spencer Dinwiddie. I will say Corey Joseph is a great play on the FanDuel side as well tonight. A lot of lineups I'm building tonight are probably just going to be Spencer Dinwiddie and Corey Joseph at that point guard position tonight. They both played very well the last time out. Both have reasonable price tags and a ton of upside as well. Definitely some great pay down options on the FanDuel side tonight, and Spencer Dinwiddie is going to be one of them. $4,600. Looking for 23 points at him. I believe he bid up like over 50 points the last time, which is ridiculous, but obviously no Bradley Beal in the lineup. He's going to have more opportunities for shots, ball handling, usage, everything like that. So when I'm looking at Spencer Dinwiddie, I got him projected for 31 points. Definitely has some upside for more as well. Then at shooting guard, we have my boy Sheev Mikhailiuk, University of Kansas, repping the hat today anyways, repping the shirt as well. But this Toronto Raptors team, there's not much left on it. Sheev Mikhailiuk is the flat minimum, $3,500. Should be in that starting lineup. Should probably see 30 minutes in this game. I got him projected for 22 points tonight. If his shot's going down, he definitely has a ton of upside for more. Then at small forward, we have a different Detroit Piston. This time it's going to be Saddiq Bey, $5,600, looking for 28 points out of him. He's had some pretty big games as of late. I got him projected for 32 points in this one. Playing big minutes. He's going to be one of the primary scorers for the Pistons tonight. And, you know, this should be a pace-up matchup a little bit as well against that Spurs team overall. Could get some extra rebounds if they go small ball, like what happened in the last game. So Saddiq Bey, definitely going to be one of the better value plays at that small forward position tonight. And then at power forward, we're going Willie Herman Gomez, $4,600, looking for 23 points out of him. Kind of mentioned him in the last time. You know, if he just gets some of those shots to go in that he missed last time, he was a monster play overall. Has the exact same price tag as the last slate. Looking for 23 points out of him at $4,600. Got him projected for 28 points tonight, but definitely has some upside for more as well. And then last but not least, we're going right back to Luka Garza at that center position. Flat minimum on the FanDuel side as well, $3,500. And projected for about 20, 21 points tonight. If he gets the minutes, he's definitely going to pay off at that price tag. However, there is a ton of value on the FanDuel side tonight, so do not be afraid to pay up at any position, especially center, because we do have guys like Nikola Jokic. We do have guys like Joel Embiid at that position as well. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players, you'll have $38,200 remaining, $9,550 per player remaining. I think that's the biggest amount of value I've probably given you guys all season on the FanDuel side. So definitely a lot of opportunities to pay up for players on tonight's slate. There's a lot of great value, especially on the FanDuel side tonight. So definitely go in, mix around, see what works best for you guys. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. I'm definitely here to help you guys out the best that I can. But with that being said, these are my picks for both FanDuel and DraftKings for today, December 26th. As always, like I mentioned already, if you have any questions at all related to NBA DFS, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Also, be sure to let me know your favorite play on tonight's slate, whether it's on FanDuel or DraftKings. Heck, if you want to talk a little bit with Super Draft as well, definitely can do that. There's going to be some great values over there today as well. But with that being said, if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL, helping you with your fantasy football teams. And then with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I upload a new video. Like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos just like this. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. I truly do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.